Episode number 7. This your host, Mike Feed. Hey, baby, I'm going to give it to you live, raw, uncut today. This about Juco, junior college football. I'm going to break it down to you. I'm going to give you the ins and outs and the process of the JUCO football player from day one and different struggles that you may face in junior college. Hey, players, put your seat belts on, your butt buckles on, and let's ride. Okay. Now, when you go into junior college, it's an exciting moment. For me, this how it went. Okay, I signed to a junior college, and most guys, it happened to them in this case. Really, it happened to everybody. A lot of people in this case, but I know some guys it don't. They actually go to a D1 school, and for some reason they'll end up going to a junior college because they want a different chance at another school or a different opportunity of going to another place. Or sometimes they get in trouble at the D1 colleges, and they have to go to a junior college to kind of I guess renew themselves or reinvent themselves if that's the correct term. Okay, far as me coming out of high school, I didn't have a college scholarship offer from a D1, a D2, D1 AA. The FCS, I don't even call it what they call it now. FBS, FCS, I don't know. I hate that term. I'm gonna just use D1, D1 AA. Okay. So coming out of coming out of high school, I graduated 2003, and I graduated high school 2003, and leading up to that moment, I had a great senior year, great senior season. I had like 121 tackles, seven, five, or six, 5 to 7 sacks. First team all county, uh, second team all Big Ben, honorable mention all state, and this coming out of the state of Florida. Okay, so after my senior season, I'm just so ready to take my visits. I'm so ready to start the process of going and getting recruited, which in most cases, and this is very true, guys are already being recruited, leading up to the senior season, which I was being recruited at that time by UAB, which is the University of Alabama at Birmingham. And it was a coach there named Ross Clark at that time, named Ross Clark. He actually came down to Shanks. He was at my practice before we played our spring jamboree. Now at this time I'm in 11th grade, so he was very interested in me. He wanted me to come to the first game, UAB game, first home game. I mean, I received a few more letters from Ole Miss and uh, Missouri, Georgetown, some reason Georgetown, Columbia, and there's a few more schools within the mix, but nobody never offered me. No school even offered me after even after the amazing senior season I had. But guess what, guys? I, I didn't have the ACT anyway, the correct ACT score. I took the ACT, I had like a 16. I got a 16 back to back. And most schools they'll want like at least a 17, they say, for NCAA purposes, for the clearinghouse, NCAA clearinghouse purposes. But I end up getting like a 18, a 16, and I was striving for at least a 17 or 18. But I know a lot of schools still want you to get that 18 or 19 that kind of guarantee you getting into their schools. Man, let me tell y'all something. I was trying so hard and wishing so bad to have that score, but at the same time, I didn't even have an offer to have that 17 or 18 score. But I didn't even have an offer. No offers. I remember Alabama State. They were the only besides UAB. UAB came to a practice and saw me practice and kind of mentioned a few things. I talked to them on the phone. Alabama State was the only school that came and visited me leading up to the signing day, and they came like early January. But at that time, Alabama State, they didn't need any more linebackers, but for some reason, Coach Copeland, George Copeland, that's his name. He's currently the defensive coordinator at Morehouse College right now. He came down. He spoke with me. I actually talked to him. He like, yeah, man, I heard a lot about you, this and that, and some other schools told me about you. That's why I actually came over here to see you. Man, I wish I could offer you. We already done offered all the people we're going to offer for us in your position. But man, I just want an opportunity to come and speak with you. And it was kind of strange because it's like, well, man, you came and see me, but you're not offering a scholarship. So it was exciting, but I was down at the same time. So signing day finally come. It was the same time back then, except back then in 2003 we didn't have a 2002, 2003. They didn't have the December signing. So I had two of my classmates slash teammates. They signed that day. Cedric Fisher, he signed to Alabama A&M. The Cody Fagg, he signed to Florida State University. So, man, look here. I was so depressed. Just look. I remember I kind of went in there and peeped at them when they were signing and they smiling and it was and it just was a downer, man. Like that whole day I was down, and it's amazing how it was just a dream of playing college football. So one thing led to another. One of my teammates, he was getting recruited, named Mickey Baker. He was getting recruited pretty heavily. He was a junior at that time, my senior, and he got invited to what it was called a Nike camp. Now back then the Nike camp, it was kind of fresh and brand new. It was something that wasn't very popular at that time. So went to the Nike camp. I mean, he went to the Nike camp. He came back. He had a lot of contacts with different people, and there's one guy. He had a website. I don't remember this guy's name. He used to have a website called sunshineprep.com. It was for kids out of the state of Florida. He was helping you get to colleges D1, D2, D1 AA, D3, NAIA. He just was a real helpful guy in junior colleges. He saw me on my friend's film. He wanted to call me and contact me. He asked my friend, "Hey, what's up with this number one? Where's he going?" So that lets you know, hey, your boys out there bowling now. I was doing my thing. I was a boss hole bowl out there, a boss hole bowler. So okay, one thing led to another, and I got in contact with the guy. The guy asked me, "Hey, do you want to try D1, D1, the D1 AA? They pretty much signed all their people. They're not going to be looking for anybody else." He said, "So do you want to try to go to D2, D3, or Juco or NAIA? I'm gonna try to help you out. What you want to do?" I told him, I said, "Sir, I prefer Juco. Because yet again, coming out of the state of Florida, being a young man, everybody got that big dream of going playing D1 ball." So this guy, he created some type of post for me on his website. Excuse me. And he emailed it to all the to a lot of junior, not all the junior college, but a lot of junior colleges. And he posted me on his website. So I'll never forget this day. So about a week later, me and one of my best friends named Marcus Hughes, uh, his nickname is Junk, so I'm gonna call him Junk. That's Junk, Junk. But his one day me and him had worked out, man. We come back home. I mean, he come drop me off at home. So we just got done working out. I'm so down and so depressed. I get ready to fill out a package for FAMU, Florida Agriculture and Mechanical University here in Tallahassee. I'm getting ready to fill out an application form, but I'm looking at the packet like, man, I don't even want to go to FAMU. It's crazy. I ain't even thinking about school. I'm so locked in on ball and signing a scholarship. I'm like, man, I don't even fam. You hadn't offered me nothing. I just gonna fill out the application and see what they accept me to go to school, and I was gonna try to walk on. Man, I'm getting ready to fill out the application. I just look at it and I put it down. I lay in the bed. Probably 10, 15 minutes later, I wake up to a phone call. Hey, this is Coach such and such from uh Dixie State College. Hey man, we wanna try to get you up here on a scholarship, man. We saw your film, we love you. Brrr, I got off the phone with them. Hey, this is Coach from this school in Mississippi, junior college. Hey, we want you to come over here and uh we want to offer you a scholarship. Brrr, I hung the phone up with them. There's another school, Ellsworth College, which is school I ended up going to, Ellsworth College in Iowa Falls, Iowa. Ellsworth College called, and they was like, "Hey, we wanna." They gave me a long talk though. Hey, we really love you. We really want you here. We're gonna give you $1,000 each semester. We got this out of state rule. It's a 15-man out of state rule. At that time, it was 15 man. Hey, would you come play here? So all these schools that was calling me was junior colleges. Man, I was so excited. I'm sitting up on the side of my bed like, thank you God. Thank you God for helping me to get this opportunity. And I'm so happy. I'm ready for my mama to come home. So my mama come home, I run out to the car. Mom, I got some scholarships offers. Now at this time it's around the middle of March. When I'm getting these offers, it's around the middle of March. Man, let me tell you something. I was so excited and happy. And I kind of get some excitement and joy in my heart right now thinking about it. Because you just want that opportunity. I know all y'all guys and who's in this world of football, especially coming out of high school, you just want that opportunity and a chance to go play college football, man. We just want a chance and an opportunity because this is something we dream of. This is something we want to do. And it's nothing wrong with that because it's good. It's a good goal. It's something positive. You're trying to reach another level in your life. Man, let me tell you something. I signed that letter to Ellsworth College. I was so happy. I went to the Gaston County Times and I told it's a guy, I don't know if he still worked there. His name used to be Joe Fairlito. I said, Mr. Joe, I signed a scholarship. He knew me back at that time. He like, oh man, that's great. Let's put it in the paper. So I gave him a paper, a picture, that those little picture that you take with your tie on and your coat, your sports coat for your senior photos. And I gave him one of those photos, and he did a little write up on me signing with Ellsworth College. So I was so ready to go tell my principal. Her name was Miss Smith at the time. I'm like, Miss Smith, I signed a scholar. I got a scholarship. Hey, can you do it during the announcements in the morning? She like, sure thing. Um, you got any information on that? I like, yes, ma'am. It was in the newspaper, the Gaston County Times. Miss Smith go and gets the newspaper from the Gaston County Times. Miss Smith reads it. I'm so excited in the cat while I'm sitting in my homeroom class. All my fellow classmates, they gets up, they go to clapping. Yay! Congrats, man! Congrats! You going away to Iowa? And the girls ask me, "You going away to Iowa?" So I'm feeling like a big dog. I'm feeling like the man. Yeah, yeah, girl. I gotta go handle my business. Trying to talk like I got a scholarship to Ohio State. That's how I felt. And growing up, and this kind of a side note, but I always had that dream, man, of playing college football. And I really wanted, don't ask me why, but I knew I wanted to play linebacker. That's my position, by the way. I should have mentioned that earlier. I think I did. But I played linebacker, and I always wanted to be like Al Wilson, Leonard Little, these guys from Tennessee, man. I used to, I those were my idols, man. I wanted to be just like them, playing for the Tennessee Vols defense. Coming now, I love Florida State as a kid growing up, but man, there was something about that Tennessee Vols defense, man. Them boys had them visors and the cowboy collars on, the neck rolls. Man, I was ready to go play linebacker, play the LB, knock some heads off. Okay, so once I signed my scholarship, I continued to work out that whole summer. Me and my friend Junk. I'm telling you, man, this was some of the best shape I had got in. Now, it wasn't the best shape I ever got in, but it was some of the best. I did. It wasn't nobody telling us to do this stuff. Me and him every day. We didn't have a trainer. We didn't have somebody come to us and say, "Hey, man, make sure y'all do." It was just stuff we was doing every day. We had a regiment. Monday, Tuesday, we had an off day was no, I know it wasn't our off day. It was a light day for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Now Saturday and Sunday we didn't work out. I used to go do like a little probably trot around the neighborhood or something like that. So man, I never forget getting ready to go, and a lot of families like for us in the black community, you know, you know we're not as fortunate for us financial wise. So we may not have access or have the funds to get plane tickets. Man, look here. Me and my mom, we getting ready to go to junior. She gonna drive me up there. My uncle end up riding with us. Man, my uncle helped us drive all the way. Well, he actually drove. Now, young kids, listen at this. Younger adults, or even to my some of my guys who are already in Juco. Back in those days, we ain't have no phone with the map quest and the Google map. So I got this paper, I got this map. I open the map up, I'm reading the map, and I'm telling my uncle, okay, turn here, turn this way. Okay, yeah, we're gonna ride this out for about 20 minutes. And so we watching the time as we driving, and we was our own personal Google Maps. Yeah, we had cell phone back then, but cell phone wasn't as advanced as it is now. So my uncle, we get in the car. My uncle named Charlie Brown. I know that's crazy because it's a cartoon named Charlie Brown, but yes, that's his real name, Charlie Brown. We get in the car. So my mama well, before we leave home, I still remember my brothers out there standing in the front yard, and I packed the car. I'm talking about I packed it. I I had prepared for this day probably the 3 months prior, like I was finna move to a brand new house. I had packed up all my stuff nice and neat. I had everything. I had TV, radio, some of everything I put in the car. We almost didn't have enough room to put everything. Looking back on it, I probably should have had a little less items to take, but man, I didn't know. I was so excited. I remember even getting my letter with my roommate name. He was from Tampa, named Genario. That was my roommate, and they had sent me a letter saying, okay, this is gonna be your roommate. So I had called him. I asked him what he was bringing. He told me he was bringing a radio. I still bought a radio, and I told him, hey, I'm gonna bring a TV here. Like, okay, cool. I'm gonna bring my PlayStation, which I really didn't play PlayStation at the time. So getting ready to leave home. I never forget. I look back in the yard and I look at my two younger brothers as we leave in the house, and I feel like a very strange feeling, man. Like a sense of happiness, but sadness, cause I realized, man, I'm finna leave home, man. I'm a grown man now, and this finna change forever. Like this gonna be a different lifestyle for me. My mama not going, and I'm looking at my brothers. They waving at me, and I'm feeling like, man, like, oh, my brothers, I'm leaving. Like I want to cry, but I didn't. So we go pick up my uncle. Fast forward, we go pick my uncle, and like I was saying, we pick him up. My auntie was actually gonna go too, but I had too much stuff in the car, cause that's his wife. My auntie sent. So man, we get in the car, we driving, and I remember just all the back roads and ride through Alabama. ride through Tennessee. Man, it was like a 23-hour ride. We driving. And I remember we stopped. I think we stopped and stayed the night in Tennessee, I think. We stayed at a rest area though. We didn't go in the hotel because, my mom was trying to save money. Like I said about the funds, she had, she had the money, but we just tried to get a good 6 hour nap, a 5 6 hour nap. Probably I think it was like a 5 hour nap. We stopped, we went to sleep, and we slept in the car right there at the rest area in Tennessee. That was my first time ever in Tennessee. So a lot of these states we driving through, this is my first time, even going through them. Man, we ride through the cornfields. Once we get to a certain areas, I think I don't know if it was Illinois or what that was, man. But when we got in Iowa, it was corn for days. I never seen so much corn. I never seen that much corn. So I live in North Florida. I grew up in North Florida. I also used to trees, back to back trees, back to back trees. That it was kind of a different world for me. Like, man, all these trees. I mean, all this corn. What are trees at? It's all, I don't see nothing but corn. So we laughing, we having a good time, me and my mom. But I'm thinking in my head the whole time. So I remember we pulled up to the school, and I remember kind of thinking like, dog, this the school? And then I got a nervous feeling like, dog, this why I'm be going to school at. So my coach pull up. Coach John Saul, I call him on the phone. Hey coach, I done made it. I'm here. So he pull up, he jump out the car, he run up to me, give me a hug, he smiling, yes, yes. Man, we so happy to have you here. The way he was so excited, it had me extra excited and motivated to even be there. Man. And so once I get there, I'm looking around the campus. The campus kind of small. I go to my dorm room. Uh, at that time we didn't have nobody really helping. Bring no. See, I noticed now. Even when I got to Alabama State, they had people helping with these big carts to take your stuff up to your room. Well, guess what? I didn't have that, so we had to take everything up. You know, the coach invited us out to a restaurant. No, they didn't pay for the dinner or anything, but it was other kids who was already there, and I met them. There was some guys from Georgia who was there, and some other guys from Iowa, but it was only about probably 9 or 10 of us already there. And I'm looking around, and I remember drinking the water, and the water just was nasty to me. Like, man, this crazy. And see, when you're young, everything you experience, it's almost you put a negative note sense of negativity on everything. So man, after that meal, I go back. My mama, my mama asked me, did I want to stay in the dorm room? I told her no. I went back to the hotel and stayed with my uncle and my mom for that night. That was gonna be my first night there, which that was my first night there in Iowa, in Ellsworth, Iowa Falls, Iowa. Man, let me tell you, I think it's like it was a real small town, but I'm from a small town, Quincy, Florida. I'm from a small town. But man, it's it was almost kind of surreal. Like we was out in a like a movie. It seemed like we was at a place where people shoot movies at. So we go, and this happened with a lot of junior college places, man. They be these small town, ain't really nothing to go on. I'm a younger black guy, so I like rap music and this, and that it's not a lot of that there. It's not clubs. There they have bars. So you want to go out and hang out. And I remember they had this thing where they called cow tipping. I'm like, cow tipping, what's that? Like, oh yeah, man, when the cow go to sleep, they sleep on the feet, so we run out there and push the cows over. Now I didn't go partake in any of that, but I remember, them even talking about it, and they didn't have grits. A lot of people didn't even know what I was talking about. They was like, grits? We don't have grits. What is that? Like the younger guys. And I remember I'm asking like, what are Publix and stuff like that. They had a something in Iowa called a Pizza Ranch, Tico Taco, uh, what else they had up there? They didn't have like Publix or Winn-Dixie, the grocery stores was there. So it's almost like a culture shock, man, for a lot of guys, especially from the South and from Florida, when you go up there, cause a lot of people almost can't even understand your language. It's not that we like an alien or got an accent. I guess we do have an accent, but see, even me, I'm country, but I say my words a certain way. So, it's a totally different experience, man. So, when I'm getting ready to move in my dorm room back to the store, my mama, she helping me unpack my clothes, unpack my items. And so when she helped me, she ended up helping me. I'm like, Mom, I got it. So my uncle like, all right, let's get ready to go. So I gave her a hug, and my mama, after she hugged me, she just took off running down the hallway. And I'm like, Mom, and then my uncle gave me a hug and like, we'll see you later. And I remember, man, I laid in the bed after they left. I felt like a little kid, man, which I was a little kid, 18. I know a lot of us think, we think we grown. Even y'all, some of them guys who in the military, they think they may be grown or whatever, but they're not. You still a kid. So as I'm going through the motions and I'm going through everything, I lay down in the bed and tears started coming out of my eyes. My mama then left, and her and my uncle they then drove off. And I'm thinking, I'm sitting there laying in the bed, tears coming out of my eyes, like, man, what have I done? I shouldn't have came up here. And I'm saying this, I'm talking to myself. And so my so I'm looking and I'm thinking, you know, what am I gonna do, man? I don't know nobody here. I don't even want to be here. Guys, this is my first day. I mean, not my first. This my first day by myself in the dorm room. And my first really moments in the dorm room. It ain't even a full, probably like 6 hours. And I'm there just panicking and getting mad and frustrated, really for no reason. And a lot of guys gonna go through this, man, when you go to junior college. Like, dog, and really you doing it to yourself instead of enjoying the moment. You panicking and you making it harder, or I guess worsening the situation. So, I get once I get my bed made, I kind of walk around the dorm and I see two guys. One guy was named Quavon. Quavon was from and it's amazing that I still remember this, man. All this stuff like 15 years ago. Quavon was from Hollandale, Florida, and Snoop, we used to call him Snoop. I can't remember his real name. He was from Largo, Florida. So that was a plus when I bump into these guys, cause both of them from Florida, one from Hollandale, Florida, and one from Largo, Florida. So we just talking. So we go to walk around the community. And you know what? Iowa Falls is actually a nice, beautiful community, man. Real calm. But we young black men, and it's majority white there. But it was really I didn't experience no racism there, But it was a great place, man. It was like nice. It was very comfortable, man. Like I'm looking around and we walk. I remember we walked outside and we walked down to the store and we just enjoying ourselves. And enjoying the company of each other. And man, we just talking and we like, hey man, you know, well how you get here? Where you from? And really kind of introducing ourselves, but you know, given how we feeling and everything about the situation and just excited for the moment. So that made me feel a little better that it was some guys from Florida there. Trust me, anybody from Florida, if you go off to go to school, it's gonna be somebody from Florida on your team with you. I guarantee you. I don't care what. It's amazing. I don't care what school you in. NAIA, D2, D3, D1 AA, D1. It's gonna be somebody there from Florida. I guarantee. I don't care what school you at. Man, so come to the first day, we getting ready, and man, you gotta have your going to camp. Back then we used to do 2 of these. Man, that was my first experience as a grown man out there. And junior college, let me tell you something. Our locker room was in the bottom of an elementary school, and our practice field was at the back of the elementary school. This junior college football for you. This junior college football 101, baby. So we walked down, you go down to your locker room, and now they redid the lockers at Ellsworth before I left, but at this time, it was the locker room was beautiful at Ellsworth. At this time, now now I'm pretty sure they got everything nice, up to date, real nice, man. But man, we go down. I'm like, man, this crazy. Look at this ugly, man. I thought this college. See, in junior college, you got to bring your own cleats if you're gonna have a visor. Well, back then they probably still got it now, but they probably got a little bit more sponsors now. But back then we had to bring our own cleats. You're gonna have your visor, bring your own visor, bring your own gloves. I mean, now they did provide socks for the games, but I mean, practice you had to bring your own socks, bring your socks from your dorm room. And man, I remember practicing, and practice was kind of rough now, and and it was a real deal. But it's a lot of guys from different places. Everybody out there trying to live a dream to go to the next level, not necessarily just D1, but go play football, just at another level. D2 or D1 AA, whatever the case may be. And man, we out there practicing, and I'm like, man, look at this ugly field. And the grass, let me tell y'all boys from Florida, the grass different up north for some reason. It's a different texture for some. I guess cause the snowfall on it. I'm not sure, but when all those different emotions and all the different atmosphere, it puts you in a different mindset, a depressed mindset. But really, like I say, you doing it to yourself, fella. Just stay focused. Keep on track. And I remember going to the cafeteria and they had something called on different day they had something called a brat. I thought it was a sausage. And they were like, no, oh no, this a brat. You want a brat? I never had heard of that. Even though I see them in the stores now, even here in Florida, but that was something that, I when growing up I never ate. And they had something called a patty melt. I never knew what a patty melt was. It's basically a hamburger, and a brat is basically a sausage. But a patty melt is, I mean, I'm talking about a hamburger. A patty melt is basically, a, uh, yeah, I guess I said it right, a hamburger, a sandwich, just with toast, cheese, and burger, meat. But man, all those different experiences, and you're riding the bus, and you gotta stay two to a bed if you got a road trip. See, I was at Alabama State, it was a one to a bed, but at Ellsworth College back then, they might got it different now, but it was like two in the bed. You know what I'm saying? Cause they don't have funds like that, which now I understand. And even then, we like when I went to Alabama State, we stayed in the hotel the night before the home game. Junior college, you stay in your dorm room the night before the hotel game. So it's a lot of differences, man. But I remember I was appreciative. Ellsworth actually treated us pretty good, man. While I was there, they had some new dorm rooms built up. I think it was named Thompson dorm room. I think. Oh, that might be where I stayed at. But they had like some like apartment style right across from the cafeteria. I never stayed in them, but it was real nice. Man, at Ellsworth College, turned out to be one of the best things that ever happened to me, man. Junior college football turned out to be one of the best things happened to me. I'm telling you, man, you go on and playing these games and it's cold. It's hot at times. It's only so many people. You at junior college football games at times you're gonna have less people than you had at your high school games. A lot of times you're gonna have less people at your high school game than you had at your college. I mean your junior college games. And but it was a great atmosphere. We had this church right behind my dorm room, and it was a pastor there named Pastor Steve. I got pretty cool with him, and I used to go back to Bible study. I used to go to church every Sunday. I sometimes I wonder like does Pastor Steve even still preach at this church? But man, Pastor Steve was a cool guy, man, and I invited him to some to a few of our games. And I remember one game, probably two games. I saw him in the stands, and I called him down, and I asked him would he pray for the team. He was like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "Yes, sir. Could you pray before we go on the field?" And he was like, "Man, that would be an honor." Don't ask me why I did that. It was just something in my heart at that time, and I just asked him would he do it for us. And I'm talking about he did it with no problem. So I want to give a shout out to Pastor Steve. I mean, he may not even be there no more, but in the church right behind the dorm that I stayed in on Ellsworth College campus, man, they treated us well. Even though that only at that time, they didn't really have no black members at the church, but man, they was very welcoming. They accepted me with open arms, and it was great, man. But when you see other teammates around or you around other teammates, they be so negative. Man, I ain't going to class. Man, I can't stand this. Man, you there to handle business. You young men. Cause I mean I complain a little bit, but I handle my business. I took advantage of my opportunity. Go to class. Go to your if you need to try to get a little job. I had a work study job. I used to work in the weight room. I did like an hour, like 2 hours a day for work study. It was easy, man. Making pretty, a little bit of money, to hold, have me a little something, get me a little something to eat every now and then. Uh, don't get up there around them guys being so negative. Man, look at y'all city, how y'all live here. You be respectful. These people some people grew up there at these places, and you got to be mindful. You get an opportunity not only to better yourself, but get education and improve your life. So while you there, take advantage of the moment and enjoy the moment and grow from that moment as well. Cause it's a lot of guys like, man, I ain't going to class today. That was always so stupid to me. What you here for? I know you here for football, but you don't think when you go to that D1 school, you you ain't gonna want to go to class. You're not gonna face trials and turmoil. It's not gonna be some down moments in your life. Come on, man, fella. We gotta stop doing these little petty things when we go into these schools. I know how it is at junior college. It is rough. It do get tough, but guess what? I had a great time at Ellsworth College, man. I had a great time at junior college football. Yeah, it was cold. That was my first time seeing snow. I never forget my first time when it snowed up there. My roommate Denario, he come in the room. He say, "Big," I'm like, "What's up?" Hey, I was asleep. He said, "Hey, wake up, man! It's snowing outside." Man, see, I'm a Florida boy, so I think I had seen snow one time in life, and that was because I think it snowed in North Florida probably like for about 2 or 3 minutes. 2 or 3 minutes, that was it. And I can't even remember that. I don't even know that real snow. Probably they flew a helicopter across the city and just threw that down. Cause I mean, we didn't even see nothing. Like we just seen a little bit of flurries here and there, but nope. Yeah, I mean, ain't nothing hit the ground. So man, I run outside. I see the snow coming down, and as soon as I run outside, my feet go right up and down. Boom, fall right on my back. But it was so funny. All my friends laughing, and I kind of laughed at myself, and I was embarrassed, but it was an exciting moment because I still so excited to see the snow. And it just was a great experience, man. It was hard, but it made me a man. I got one of my best friends, Simo, who I do this podcast with. He wasn't able to join us today because he had some stuff to do with his family this weekend. But man, I mean, I I, I enjoyed my time there. And Simo, that's one of my best friends. I met him at Ellsworth College. He from Florida though. He from Florida too. But I met him there, and I still to this day enjoy the moment of that time I had at Ellsworth College, man. And all y'all guys going to junior college, take advantage of the moments, be appreciative. And I want to give a shout out to the Ellsworth College staff and all the members who was there at that time, who helped me to become a young man. I want to give a shout out to my coach, who was the head coach at that time, John Sala. Uh, I had another friend I met there. His name was Jordan Gardner. I even went and stayed with his family during the summer for about 2 weeks. Uh, Another shout out, we had our defense coordinator. His name was David Mann. My linebacker coach was named Mr. Henson. I can't remember. I think his first name was John Henson. I think Hanson. He was a cool guy. Matter of fact, he was one of the guys who called me and said, "Man, we was watching you on film when they recruited me from high school." He said, "Man, you were hitting like a Mack truck." But man, guys, junior college football 101. Make sure y'all go there and handle your business. What I mean by that, stay focused, play ball, take every play serious, take every football game serious, take your schoolwork serious, focus, talk to your teacher, talk to your coaches. If you're struggling and you're stressed out, call your family, let them know what's going on, let them know how you're feeling. Don't go back home. Fight through it. Don't go up there with all these negative mindsets and these negative traits, man. I mean, I'm so forever grateful to Ellsworth College and the community of Iowa Falls, Iowa, man. Let me tell y'all something. Stay positive when you go to these junior colleges and respect for other people in the community and the people who work there. Don't go up there with all that cussing and negativity because it's going to get you nowhere. Well, baby, this is the Life and Football episode number 7. Please come back and visit us next weekend, next Sunday. We put episodes out every Sunday. You can contact us on our email and get your pen and paper out. Okay. 1, 2, 3. The email is lifeandfootball2020@gmail.com, or you can hit us up on our Twitter at Life and Ball. Again, that's Twitter. On our Twitter is at Life and Ball. Once again, one love, baby. It's your host, Mike Fig. I'm out.